Okay, I wanted to go over some of the answers that unfortunately I guess got cut off during the recording when my computer froze up. So let's quickly go through them now. And unfortunately I had to do the questions over again since I lost our recorded answers, but I tried to answer them hopefully the same way that we did. So we'll see how we do. Okay, which of the following are characteristic features of a signal that can be carried through a VGA cable? And pretty straightforward. VGA is for video, and it's the old analog standard now being replaced, of course, by HDMI, DVI, and other things like that. Okay, which of the question number two, which of the following interfaces can transmit both video and audio data? Select two. And that would be HDMI, as we're familiar with televisions and computers and things like that. And DisplayPort would be the other one. VGA is analog, only does video. DVI, similar to HDMI, but only does video. And SPDIF, the Sony Philips digital interface, is just an audio interface. Excuse me. Which of the following are characteristic features of signals that can be carried through an HDMI cable? Choose two. Okay, well, we pretty much answered that in the question before. It's video and audio, and it is a digital signal because the old standard would have been VGA. Next one down, let's see, we're on question number 1, 2, 3, 4. Which interface uses a 19-pin type A connector? I think we kind of guessed on this. I kind of cheated and looked it up. It is a HDMI connector that uses the 19-pin type A. Which of the following is a mini HDMI connector used with portable devices such as camcorders and digital cameras? And the mini HDMI is known as the Type C. I believe the standard is the Type A. The Type D would be a micro HDMI. DisplayPort allows for transmission of, well, it is also like HDMI, digital video, so digital video and audio, and we would have got that. I believe we answered that. We would have got that correct. Which of the following DVI connector types does not support digital signal transmission? Well, that would be the DVI A. That would be the A for analog. DVI D would be is for digital. DVI I is interlaced, which is also a digital format, and DVI A/D would do both analog and digital, but that's not just digital. Which of the following DVI connector types does not support analog signal transmission? And that would be DVI-D. That's purely a digital connection, purely digital signal that goes through that. Following question, a DVI-I connector supports both digital and analog video signals. Well, yes, that is true. I think we went with that. I think we talked about that. Which of the following is a proprietary 8-pin connector used on iOS, which is Apple iPhones and iPads and things like that? That is, of course, the Apple Lightning connector. Anybody who has an iPhone knows what that connector looks like. Which are the characteristic features of Thunderbolt 1? And I think I tried to answer the way we did, and I think we missed this part of this one, the support for up to 6 devices on a single port. We did go over that Thunderbolt 1 supports up to 20 gig transfer rate, that it does use the mini DisplayPort connector. They used that before they went to the USB-C type connector later on. Okay, next question, Thunderbolt 2, which is very similar to Thunderbolt 1. This actually does go up, does support actually 20 gig as we talked about, instead of just going up to 20 gig. almost identical to Thunderbolt 1. It does use the MIDI display port. It does have the capability to send through PCIe DisplayPort data. And I think we did miss this part where I don't think we put in supports up to 6 devices. On Thunderbolt 3, next question. Again, missing the part that support up to 6 devices on a single port. But now instead of 20, Thunderbolt 3 does up to 40 gig transfer rate. Now it uses the USB-C connector, and just like the other ones, provides the capability to send PCIe DisplayPort data through the cable. Next one, maximum length of Thunderbolt copper. We did all get this right. I think somebody looked it up. 3 meters on copper, and the next one on fiber, 60 meters on fiber, and we did get that correct. USB 1.1 data transfer rates of 1.5, referred to as low speed. True, I think we agreed on that. USB 2.0 maximum transfer rate of 480. I know we talked about that and came up with the answer 480. Which of the following apply to USB 3.0 standards? I don't know if what we came up with. I said 10 on this one. Obviously I got that incorrect. It is in fact 5. It is super speed, and of course it is backward compatible, at least in theory. Never know whether that's true or not all the time. Seem to occasionally have trouble with that. 3.1, USB 3.1 offers an improvement over the earlier versions, and 3.1 does support up to 10 gig. Obviously I confused that with the previous 3.0, which is 5 gig. What is the maximum transfer rate for 3.2? You know, I actually haven't seen any 3.2 devices out, but I suppose I should look. 20 gig is what they tell us the answer is on that one. Next question. Which of the following USB variants have a practical cable length limitation of 3 meters? And the answer there is low speed. I'm not sure what we put on that one. We may have gotten that wrong. Obviously, I did get that one wrong on here. What is the maximum allowable cable length for both full-speed USB and high-speed USB? And I put 3 meters. It says 5. Okay, so go with that. The USB standard specifies that Type A connectors can be attached to, and I think I talked to you guys about this one a bit. The A-type connector would be typed to the host device. It would be attached to the device that's actually going to supply the power, because with USB supplies power to a device, but one of the devices actually has to be supplying the power, and that usually would be something like a USB hub or your computer. And a device that is receiving the power would be something like a flash drive or a USB portable hard drive or something like that. So that would be getting the power from the host device. So that we'll go into the next question right here, or a later question. Oh, not the next one, sorry. Okay, what is the maximum number of USB devices that can be connected to a USB host? And that would be, in theory, 127. The 63 would be for FireWire, earlier versions of FireWire, 63. Excuse me. The USB standard specifies that the B, now this is the other end of the USB cable, can be attached to, and this would be the target device. So if you're plugging the A end into your computer or USB hub, which would be supplying the power, the target end would be the other end attached to something like a USB hard drive, a USB flash drive, a USB webcam, or something like that. So that would be the receiving device, and that would be receiving the power. So that's the way to power up a device. That's why we don't have to add additional power to something like your webcam or your flash drive or something like that, because the USB Type A connector is connected to the host and supplying that 5 volts of power. All right, so if this is roughly how I think we answered. So if that's true, 85% on that. So not bad. So anyway, that is a recording of how you did. If you're interested, unfortunately, like I said, the computer locked up during the as we were going through the answers. So I told you I would do this. So I will see you in the next meeting.